Hey, I was actually thinking I wanted to make a video about animal welfare, right? Because I'm a farmer and a designer, so I sort of look at farming and animal welfare from both sides, from the industry as for having animals, right? And I think there has been, at least in Denmark and also other places, a kind of um, industrial blindness to the stable system, indoor cows, for example, or pigs indoor, which is not beneficial and it's a risk for society in the way of resistance of antibiotica, a way of accumulate illness because the pressure in the stables are too much. There's not enough fresh air. They don't eat fresh grass. They are getting very serious infection in their legs because they're walking around in polluted dirt. They get dirt on their feet and so on. Basically, I also can see that all the world moving on animal welfare. There's a higher conscious about animal welfare than maybe before. But there's a problem because many of the animal welfare program is mainly dogs, cats, horses. But the problem is that the veterinarian, which also runs the farming industry, they sort of accept that all the animal welfare people rescue or example of neglect that's almost impossible. And if you have a horse or a dog, the veterinarian will tell you that they can fix the problem, but it's almost impossible. Meaning that if you have a horse that has a spine problem or leg problem, they will try fix it, well knowing that's impossible because spine is nerves and a little bone structure, and if that get hurt, it cannot heal. It's a horse that's lame is like a person that's lame, right? So, and about the dogs, they have dogs in treatment for cancer, sugar diseases. I even see the example of dogs that were so skinny that the organs had been damaged, and they kind of illusionary say that this dog can be okay, knowing that the kidney don't work and so on. So basically, the veterinarian and all of the society of welfare has kind of gone into a phase where they're making like dead alive, right? You see example on YouTube of cats and dogs that's not alive in a way, and they barely can walk and stand and so on, and they kind of rescue that, right? I think I stand for a line saying let's get fair, right? If all the animal welfare they are struggling to wake up dogs from the dead or trying give the horse that went to slaughter because the spine is destroyed, the legs is destroyed, and the best way for the horse is to get out of there. But being saved from the slaughter or being rescued when you are dead, basically, is not fair, right? So I think it's a call out on veterinarian that they know best. They know what is possible. They also know that the limit were crossed in industrial farming. They know it. So why lie about it? And another thing is that if all the beautiful women, often women, because women have a care instinct. Oh, little baby starving, I'm gonna help. Or little puppy, I'm gonna help, right? Another thing I noticed about animal welfare, there's a lot of people spending a lot of time, a lot of money, and they kind of forget that they are another species. The society don't want too many children because they rather want people get working overtime, right? They don't want the mom of 4 kids going at home. And so you could say that the animal welfare maybe kind of replace the nursing room. If you have a sick dog or a problem with a dog, it might as well been a child that did good. So all of this animal welfare is also maybe a substitute for you that should have been used for children, right? So the substitute is one thing. Another thing is the impossible, right? Because a lot of the animals that rescued will suffer psychologically and mentally. I have one rescue dog here. He's suffering, right? He's suffering trust. He's suffering easiness to eat, easiness to go in toilet, anxiety when I walk away. He's anxious around people, and I can go on, right? Allergic and so on. So basically, what you rescue is maybe not solution. And I think it would be better for everyone if the industry of rescue, and that's a big industry, and it's a lot of veterinarian money, it's almost on the line of experimental. So what's the difference having lab animals cruelty cases, and then you have the rescue cruelty? Because some of the rescue are cruelty because the animals can't demand. They can't, you're keeping them alive in a way that's not fair, right? And also I've seen a lot of old dogs with old owners, and apparently the veterinarians say, okay, we can give them some painkillers and that would be okay. Is it okay to hardly be able to bark or walk and being around in a line and can't run anymore, don't have any animal friends, like a dog need a friend, right? Is that fair? So basically, when I look at the farming industry, they pushed it too far. They know it. But the small animals, dogs, cats, rabbits, did that get pushed too far too? Like, that can easily be the example, right? So what I want from the veterinarian and also from animal welfare community is to try to stop lying about it. And then demand that the cows get out in the field and that the horses, that they stop this kind of heavyweight is example, overworking is example, totally explore. We got it in race horses or riding horses, where the first thing the horses is having too early debut as a riding horse, too much work, and when they get lame, they start being workhorses for handicapped riders or not so good riders, right? They are lame, some of them, lame as in a road chair, right? So basically, if a horse is not fit, it goes away. If you give a horse peace when it's in pain, it will be glad for it. It's try and imagine you are a creature that is getting explored and you can't run away. You are always fenced or in tights or struggling, and you can't break out. The only one that can get you break out is, I'm sorry to say this, the slaughter or the vet, right? And then you are free finally. So basically, I think that we need to maybe stop lying to ourselves about what we're doing. And also farming. What is it make you farmers make that the cow that is a natural grass eater is gonna eat some kind of rotten grass in plastic? And then you claim that there's more plastic in milk and food forever. So you actually wrap grass in, heat it up in a plastic boil. So in that boil pressure, there must be some plastic getting interfere with the high temperature. You got another problem in farming, that's the DDT. You're killing all the insects. You're killing the way the hormones working, the cell working. Disorientation, the chemistry of farming is scary. I was on a farming course. I learned about farm poison. It's gonna kill. So basically, all of the animal welfare, they know too little about farming industry. They know too little about nature. How complicated a group of wolves or dogs works, right? How much they need to be a group, right? And so we're lying, and it's almost like, at the level as commercial. And I saw a commercial about toys for children, and in that magazine was a small kit for children rescue dogs. As you were learning about the toys, that when you grew up, you couldn't have a rescue dogs, right? Not knowing anything about it, you're just a child and, oh, rescue dog, that sounds, that's a funny dog, as a toy, right? But you don't know the problems that follow. And also on the internet, we never hear stories about that the rescue dog were behavioral so difficult it had to go, right?